Okay, the last group of letters, group of 28 letters. Okay, Noon, Ha, Wow, Ya. Here is the noon alone. Here is the noon in the beginning of a word. Looks just like a ba, ta, and tha. But a ba would have one dot on the bottom, a ta would have two dots on top, and a tha would have three dots on the top. Okay, and this is the noon in the middle of a word. It's between the meme and the lam. Again, it looks just like the ba, ta, and tha. And this is the noon as the last letter, so the tail comes back down and around. Okay, noon in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Ha. Okay, a hat alone. A hat as the first letter, so it looks just like the has written alone. And this loop here, or this little tail, comes across to connect it to the ba. Now the ha in the middle has two different ways you can write it. Sometimes you'll find it written like this, looks like maybe an 8. Sometimes you'll see it written like this. For me, it's easier to do this, and I always write it like this. I never write it like this in the middle, but you might find it like that also. So say, for example, if I wanted to write this, I would write it like this. Just come across like that, and like a lam. Again, let's say a meme, and then a ha will come like down, okay, and back around, connected to a lam. Okay, here's the hat in the middle, like this, comes down, and let's say a lam. Okay, so you see it written like this in the middle, or like this. And this is the hat at the end. So at the end, it comes like that. So it looks nothing like this here. Maybe just one part of it. So we write it like this. Say, for example, a lamb, and then you want to write like that. Let's say a meme, and you want to write it like that. Let's say a ta, and you want to write it like that. Okay? And here is a wow. Okay, written alone. A wow in the beginning, a wow in the middle, and a wow at the end. Now, wow, remember that's the sixth letter from the 6 disconnected letters. We talked about the alif, del, del, ra, and zay, and wow. These are 6 disconnected letters. So if it's so you will not connect a letter to the wow here. If you did that, what would happen? It would change into maybe a fa or qaf, for example. Let's say if you want to connect it to this lam here, okay, it would not be a wow again. It would be maybe a fa or maybe a qaf. So that's the reason why we disconnect it from any letter following it. It can be connected to a letter preceding it, like this. It's connected to the meme. The meme here connected to the wow. And then it stops here in order for you to write the lam. And this is the wow at the end. Okay? So the wow in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. And the last letter is the ya. Ya in the beginning. It's written just like a ba, ta, or tha, or noon in the beginning. The only difference is a noon would have one dot on top. Okay? So for example, like that. A ba would have one dot on the bottom. This and the ya has 2 dots. A ta would have 2 dots, and a tha would have 3 dots. Okay, and it's connected, so it loses the tail in order to connect it to the meme here. And this is the ya in the middle. So here's the meme connected to ya, and then connected to a lam. Put the 2 dots, so you know that this is a ya, not a ba or any other letter. And this is the ya at the end, so the tail returns. Okay, so the tail comes back and it looks just like the ya in its original state. And there you have it. That's all 28 letters. Okay, the shapes of them, whether they are in the beginning or the middle or the end of a word. And the last episode will be the ta marbuta and the hamza.